There we go. Okay, took me a while to find it. I should rename this in here just so that I remember that this is the Dwarf Fortress scene. I've got it saved as like new scene 4 for some reason. Let me just quickly do that before we get started. Dwarf Fortress. Done. Okay, right. How's everyone doing today? You all doing okay? I'm just going to go through all my settings and just make sure everything's okay. It's been a little bit since we played Dwarf Fortress on stream. So I need to just make sure that, all my sound settings and stuff are fine. I think they're fine. I mean, I can't hear anything right now, but do we have all the sounds on? Audio. Alright, well, we'll continue as it is. So, let's get started. Last time we played Dwarf Fortress, we had been dealing with a undead invasion, and you can see that we're still under siege. It's not a very large one. There's only about 3 invaders. 3 of them are sallow corpses, and 1 of them is just a straight-up goblin corpse, crossbow corpse. So it's not the most threatening thing in the world, but we really don't have anything set up to deal with it properly. What I tried to do was set up this corridor here in order to try and deal with them, and my idea was to get them trapped in cages, and just, I don't know, dump them into Volcano or something. And so far we haven't really had much luck with that, and I wasn't quite sure why that is. I think it's just that the dwarves are taking a very, very long time to load the cage traps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unpause the game, and I'm going to wait for them to hopefully go and load the cage traps. Now, one possibility is that they're not able to load the traps because they are first looking for... so if we click on our dwarves here and we look at our labors, tasks, you'll see this is all the things that they're trying to do at the moment. So nobody on here at the moment is trying to... Well, actually, no, there are some who are assigned to construct cage traps, so there are some there. But I don't think that they're actually loading the cage traps. We had accidentally placed a bunch of cages on the floor instead of actually loading them as traps. There's a distinction between the two, and I think that was part of the problem. I think the other problem is that they're looking for the traps to exist somewhere, like in a stockpile. So, for example, over here we've got a massive stockpile of bars. It looks like we need far more bins than we got as well. We should probably resolve that as well. And we'll do that straight away, actually. Tasks, work orders. Have we got a bin work order? No, we don't. Let's just set up a work order for bins then. So bin, wooden bin, make wooden bin. Just stick it on 10. And we'll say make a wooden bin if there are less than 10 bins available. Because we're always going to need bins. Bins are just... amount of empty bins is less than 10. There you go. And, we just constantly need them because they use up a lot of bins for those sorts of things. So yeah, I think that might be the reason. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to just set up a stockpile somewhere, even if it's only a temporary one. I might as well do it nearby to the cages, actually. So if this is going to be where our trap corridor is, we may as well set up a stockpile on this level here. So why don't we dig out a little bit of a tunnel over here, and we'll just dig out a room here, which can be the room where we put cages in. And we'll store those, and hopefully I'm hoping that once they're in a stockpile, that'll mean that the dwarves will then recognize that there are cages available for them to use to reload the traps, because they need to build the trap first. You see, if we click on this cage trap here, you see that there's no trap underneath here. There's no cage, which I'm pretty sure is the reason why they haven't been working previously. Deliverance from Infra, the promised Euristo. Hey Euristo, how's it going? It's going pretty good. And yeah, this is still the Volcano Fort as well. We're still on the same fortress. I did want to continue with this fortress. I don't want to abandon it just yet. I mean, nothing super amazing has happened on this fortress, so I'm thinking that, we want to keep going with it. So, for a cage stockpile, if you want to stockpile cages in this game, it's an animal stockpile. So you see here you got animal, and then it'll have empty cages, and that if we set that to none here, then they should only, as far as I'm aware, they should only store empty cages here, and that's what I want them to do. I just want them to put any empty cages that they can there. And there's a bunch of... are they all on alert at the moment? Is that why they're all refusing to work at the moment? No panic. I can't remember exactly. because I just got spammed with a bunch of notifications saying that they're trying to do stuff which they couldn't do. Although it doesn't look like they are, it's just the signs of that. That's usually a good sign. Well, yeah. So yeah, you can see here they're starting to move these cages over here. But I'm hoping that once they've done that, they'll then recognize that, right, yeah, they need wood. That's the other thing that they need. Did we uncover the caverns? I actually can't remember. I think we did. Yes, we did. Right, so we have access to the caverns as well, so we can get some more wood that way. So what we need to do is we need to open up this here. This is really important. We need to get this this bridge constructed here, but we can open up the caverns, and then we can come in and we can just cut down some of these tower caps, and then we can use the tower caps in order to make beds. Because at the moment we can't send anyone outside the fortress to go cut down normal trees because they'll just get eaten by the zombies. In a straight up fight, a dwarf versus a zombie, you'd expect the zombie to win pretty much every single time. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, really. But yeah, they don't seem to be loading those cage traps. I'm not sure why that is. It might also be that they need a specific labor able to do that, but I don't understand what labor it would be. Maybe they need to have the mechanic. Ah, right. Yeah, okay, I think I know why. So I think the reason why they're not loading them is because they need the mechanics and labor in order to be able to load cage traps. And we had it set so that only one dwarf was allowed to do mechanics because we wanted the same dwarf to make mechanics over and over again. God, look how many geese we've got. We need to butcher some of them. In fact, we ran out of meat. We got food. We ran out of meat. Have we got an order for cooking meals at the moment? Work orders. Yeah, we are preparing easy meals. So we do actually. I'm guessing if we go to our stocks and then we go to our liquids, water. Plants. We've got loads of pump helmets. They should be under P for prepared meals, unless there's somewhere else. Like they could just. They're not under meat. It's going to be something strange, but yeah. We've got. Look at all these beautiful biscuits: goose egg biscuits, dwarven wine biscuits, goose egg biscuits. Perfect. All right. Hey, Sputter, how you doing? So yeah, I think that might be the other reason. I'm just not sure. Like I had this kind of issue with the previous fortress that we did with the dwarves there, but I don't know. It might also just be that they got too many things that they're trying to do at the same time, and that's slowing them down. You can see here that we haven't got many dwarves in the fortress, so there's probably not a lot of dwarves spare to load cage traps. But I do want those cage traps loaded pretty swiftly, because until they're loaded, we can't really do too much at the moment. It's a shame that there's not like a system for prioritizing things, or at least there isn't a system for prioritizing work orders. I guess we could go through and just cancel all the tasks that aren't the ones that we want done, and we could just suspend all of our. We can't. Can we pause these temporarily? I don't think you can. I think you can only cancel them. Although at the moment the only ones that are active are brewing drinks, smelting tetrahedrite ore, making mechanisms, making wooden bins. Alright, let's have a look at our pets. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quit. Oh no, I can't afford to do that until this is done. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to take it slowly. We got a lot of unhappy dwarves as well, which doesn't help. We could really do it with a migrant wave, but obviously we're not going to get that whilst we're being invaded by zombies. If we could, I'm trying to think. Is there any other way that we could deal with this? We could try and craft more weapons and put more weapon traps down here. I'm just going to quickly look this up. Loading cage traps. Hmm. Ah, okay, yeah, that could be the other reason. It could also be down to standing orders. Standing orders, hauling, refuse, ignore outdoor vermin, siege. Ah, okay, this is probably it. Right, okay, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. Right, okay, I figured it out. So the reason that they're not loading these traps is because there's a standing. You have this list of things here. So if we click on tasks, labor standing orders. So these are standing orders. These are things that are kind of like general rules that apply to all your dwarves, and they're quite useful because you can say things like, everybody will gather things. You can, automatically weave all thread is another one. Automated kitchen, slaughter any marked animal, etc. Ignore outdoor vermin. But I forgot that there's a rule in here under sieging and forbidding. There's a rule here that says allow trap rearming. We have that set to forbid trap rearming during a siege. So because this is considered, we're under siege at the moment, even though it's totally safe to rearm these traps, there's no way for the zombie to get here at the moment. They won't do it because they've been forbidden from doing that. So what we can do is we can actually set up our goose back on the rope, which we'll do now. You can see, now that I've told them to do that, it takes them no time at all. They're very, very quickly loading all of these traps, which is excellent. That's what we wanted them to do. So, also a scholar is visiting the fortress, which he's going to have a hard time with because, we can't get inside the fortress at the moment. But now they've gone to load all of these, I'm wondering why this bridge is taking so long to construct as well. Do I have it set so that only one dwarf is allowed to be an architect? That might be the other reason. So yeah, now that they've loaded the cage traps, what we can do is we can set up our goose on the rope and have the door open again so that the zombies will try and path towards the goose. And once they've passed towards the goose, they should fall victim to the cage traps. And then once they're all caged, the siege will be over and we can open the fortress again, and then we'll be able to get some more migrants. Because we're sitting on 18 dwarves. Terrible amount of dwarves to have. We need far more than that. So someone is actually doing this. I think maybe it's because I told them to build it out of blocks. They're going all the way upstairs to do it. It takes them a while to do it. But that's fine. Someone actually is loading that. So we can see here we've currently got we've got 9 cage traps that are loaded. We've got 6 that aren't. I don't think we wait until they load the other ones. I think that should be enough cage traps. What's a good amount of dwarves to have? It depends what you're doing, really, but the more dwarves, the better, generally speaking, because it means that you can do more things. So we can't really meet these. We can't meet these 4 zombies head on, because at the moment we only have 1 military dwarf, and I'd like to be able to have like a squad of 10, military dwarves, and get them to be training. And they should then be able to kill zombies, and we won't have to rely on these kind of cheesy mechanisms to just deal with them. But at this stage, we could send all of our dwarves out of the fortress and just tell them to beat up the zombies. I could quite easily do that, but they probably will die, or at least they would kill the zombies. But so many of them would die in the process, so we probably have like a handful left, and any who did survive would be incredibly upset. And you can see here our mood is pretty terrible as it already stands. So that would just be a complete nightmare. And we could send our 1 military dwarf out here to fight the zombies, but if we can look on these dead here, you'll see that the zombie, for a start, they have 2 crossbowmen. So I'm pretty sure that our dwarf would die from just being peppered to death before that happened. So yeah, it's a bit of a sticky situation. So we've got the goose set up here. I'm going to pull this lever here. And what this does is it'll open this gate here. Now, where are you going, Freeport? Actually, I don't want anyone going outside. We need to activate the civilian alerts as well. Forgot about that. Thank God. Okay. Yeah. The moment I opened that gate, Freeport was like, "Oh, we can go outside now and we can cut trees and stuff." So I needed to make sure that we had the civilian alert active, and then we can close this lever here. Then we can clear the civilian alerts. Do dwarves who die to zombies become zombies themselves? No. Being killed by a zombie is not enough to turn you into a zombie, with a couple of exceptions. So, this might just be me misremembering this, but if we look on here, so if we go to this guy, right? Oh, he's just killed a guy. This guy turned up to be a scholar. He came to the fortress to learn, and he's just been slaughtered by a zombie. That's fine. We can. He's got some steel chain leggings that would be useful, and he's got some stuff that we can smelt down. So we can harvest this corpse for items and smelt them down into their constituent parts. But yeah. So what I was saying was, if we look at this zombie here, this is a sallow corpse. Necromancers have different abilities depending on how the game generates them. So sometimes they have abilities to raise intelligent undead, and intelligent undead are randomly generated. And I'm pretty sure that intelligent undead can have abilities, so they can sometimes have the ability to raise the dead as well, although I'm not sure. But generally speaking, other than you need to have a necromancer here as well, and then the necromancer will raise people from the dead. So if there was a necromancer here, he could then raise the speared wolf from the dead. Erif to Tanolin. Oh, that was a different guy. Okay, that was two different dwarves. That's fine though. It wasn't one of my dwarves, so I don't really care. I'm a bit callous like that, you know. All right. So it'll take them a while because spring has come to, it'll take them a while because basically the undead, they have basically one state of being. So if we look on here, where is it? Other. Oh, it doesn't actually say it anymore, but they hate all living things, and so a lot of the time they'll spend time just on the map surface, trying to walk as close as possible to the nearest living thing and kill it. So we keep getting alerts about them attacking wild boars. So they're just running around attacking wild boars, and obviously that's quite irritating. How did one of our cats get into the cavern, by the way? I just noticed there's a cat in here. I mean, it's fine. It's no big issue. Right, we've got this bridge set up. Why don't we build the control room for that? I don't really want it right next to the bridge, just in case something goes wrong. Also, what's this? This is tetrahedrite. We should be mining that tetrahedrite out. This is gold nuggets. Here we go. So yeah, he's going to path towards the nearest living thing that he can find, and in this case, he's now path towards the goose. There we go. We have caught one of them in a cage. So we now have a caged Hook Dakdirlu in a cage here, and I think there's a way to observe the details in a bit more. But we'll deal with that later anyway. So we got him in a cage, and that's the first out of them. Hopefully the rest will path into here relatively quickly, and we'll be able to just cage them all and end the siege that way. It's a really cheesy way of ending sieges. I mean, you know what? I will just build a room here. I will just put a lever in here just to control this bridge for now. It's a really easy and cheesy way of ending sieges, but we just need to get the siege over with so that we can focus on trying to build up our fortress and do, you know, some of the kind of things that we want to do. So yeah, have you come in here. And then we want to build a... it's in machines, isn't it? Yes. We need to build a lever here. Just use those mica mechanisms, which we got loads of. I don't think there are any metals or anything that particularly interesting in here, other than those cave spiders. There are mole dogs around. Oh no, they ran off. So let's have a look at this guy that we caught in the cage. So this guy here, we've caged him. He's got a silver longsword, he's got copper shield, he's got a bunch of... He hasn't got anything that's that spectacular. But we're going to strip all of these items off of him. So we're going to strip off all of these items, and we're going to then smelt everything down that we can keep. And, you know, we'll then be able to use the iron for things. Because we don't have access to iron on this map directly. So the only access to iron that we've got is from being able to, you know, smelt things down and capturing metal. I think that it's sometimes referred to as goblinite. So from capturing goblinite is the only way that we'll do that. We also struck native platinum. Oh, so there's some platinum over here. I think we already had some platinum elsewhere. Platinum is very valuable, obviously. Very, very valuable for us. Which is good. We can use that for stuff. We want to try and increase the value of our fortress because that links to our wealth impacts, you know, like how many migrants arrive, and it also impacts how many nasty things arrive during sieges. But you know, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, so you've linked that up. So I think this is fully linked up. So we can now cancel that order. Now that we've gotten a bridge separating this from here, we can open up access to the caverns, and then we can go to our wood cutting here, and we're just going to select all of these trees that are nearby, and we're just going to tell them to cut all of these ones in particular. And we are running low on food again, so although we have got plenty, I'm just going to start the process of butchering more of our geese, because we've got so many geese, like an obscene amount of geese. We need to just butcher some of them, so let's just start with the oldest ones first. So I'm just going to butcher. I'll butcher 2 females, and I'll butcher... I should prioritize butchering the males, actually, so let's butcher these ones. Butcher 3 geese, get some more goose meat. Yeah, and so... I did consider that this would happen. I should have actually moved this guy down here. So you'll see here that pretty much the moment that we opened the cave up, a naked Moldog has tried to run into the fortress. I wasn't sure whether they were aggressive or not. I don't think they're aggressive. I think they're just trying to get inside. I'm not too worried about that though, because I'm pretty sure that our Baron here can probably kill them. In fact, we could just send him out to go slice up that naked Moldog. Is my game frozen? Oh, I have to confirm it. Right, I'm an idiot. Yeah, so we can just have Baron go and kill these Moldogs. We might even be able to butcher these, actually. Oh, that's I wonder if that'll automatically set that to be butchered. I wonder. Normally you need to have the butcher shop really close in order for that to happen. So I'm thinking that's not going to. Add new tax. Butcher an animal. Let's see. We've set up a butcher animal task over there. It's a shame that we can't butcher, you know, other things, basically. And where is our woodcutter at? Our woodcutter is currently meditating. No, that's not the woodcutter. Our woodcutter is currently... Huh. Which one is our woodcutter? Tasks. Labor. Oh, right. Yeah, I think I told old Freeport not to cut any wood for a bit, but now I want him to go and do that. I told him to do that because I wanted him to drop the axe that he was carrying. He was carrying the iron axe, which we wanted our military dwarf to carry. Because an iron axe is just it's so much better than a copper one. So we wanted the copper one for our woodcutter and the iron axe for our other dwarf. So yeah, we've managed to do that. Hopefully he should come and focus on that in a little bit. Where is he? He's smelting tetrahedrite ore. So I'm going to say to him that for now, you're only going to do wood cutting because I desperately need some more wood. This is like really urgent right now. So we just want to cut down just probably as many of these as we can for the time being. And then once we've done that, we'll just close up the caverns again because there's no need to keep it open all the time. It's just a risky business to do. So we've still only caught one of them. It looks like the others haven't so far tried to path into the fortress yet. So let's see where the other invaders are. So you are currently over here. Not sure what you're doing, just something ridiculous, no doubt. I don't even see you on the map. Maybe I'm just losing my eyesight a little bit. Creatures or the... Oh, you're right there. Yeah, you see, he's chasing boars around, and that's why he's not going into our cage traps. Kind of irritating. But hopefully once he's killed that boar, he'll then decide to come and kill the goose that we've offered to him. Alright, so how is Mr. Freeport doing? He's still smelting tetrahedrite ore. Cancel this task, don't do that. Oh, let me guess. I'm gonna assume that no, it's not there. Stocks, weapons will be under W. Oh, so it's on the staircase, so he should be able to equip it. Ah, okay, yeah. For some reason, I thought that maybe he wasn't picking up his axe, but he has got his axe. So we'll fell these trees. We don't get as much. We don't get as much wood as we would for outdoor trees, but it's still a massive amount of wood. It used to be that so when they first added multi-level trees, originally a tree was like a single tile object that occupied a single space. And so you'd cut down a tree and you get one log per tree. And you can imagine how irritating that is because, you got the elves who get upset for every single tree that you cut down. And it's like, okay, for every single bed that you want to make, you need to cut down an entire tree. And so that used to be the case for all trees. But then when they changed that, they made it so that above ground trees were multi-level. But they did the same for the underground mushrooms as well. So if we actually go down to the cavern level and you can see here, this is like the top of the mushroom. But for whatever reason, for the longest time, if you cut down the mushrooms, you only got a single tree. But now you get, well, single set of logs. But now we're getting loads of logs from cutting them down. So this should be more than enough logs for a very long time. So we're just going to let them go in and grab those logs as they need. And that means that they'll be able to fulfill a bunch of orders that they've been stuck being unable to fulfill. Also, who do these belong to? Rimtar, Enod Peak Stockade. I don't think these are any of our dwarves, are they? No, I think these are just like random artifacts of our civilization. Or maybe they belong to like the undead who are invading us. No, okay. Speaking of which, undead updates, they're hiding over there at the moment. Might need to entice them in a little bit more. What we could do is we could open this bridge here, and then they'll be really enticed to go inside. Although obviously that does make us a bit of a sitting target. I'll let our dwarves do some of the important stuff first. Oh, and we've also now got this. So this is a really nice change. We now have our notices back. When the first version of the Steam Dwarf Fortress came out, you didn't have access to your announcements after they'd gone, which meant that we had no idea we couldn't like check up and see, you know, if there are any announcements we missed. Just let them in. What's the worst that can happen? I don't know. You know, we could have a nasty. Oh, that's going to cause an issue. There's a rotten. Yeah. We're going to need to get rid of that. What we'll do is we'll mark this for dumping. We already have a dump zone, so somebody should just go and dump that in the lava upstairs. Now that it's marked for dumping. Do we have a wood stockpile? I thought we did. So I don't know if our dwarves are like trying to stockpile wood at the moment, and it's taking them a while to carry it all upstairs. But I was pretty sure that we had a stockpile for wood. Finished goods. Yeah, we have a wooden stockpile here. So they are stockpiling wood over here. That's good. I guess they're just immediately using it to make like bins and barrels and things. So yeah, that is what it is. Okay. How are we doing on here? Yeah, I think what we will do is we'll open this lever here. We'll pull this one here. But we will activate the civilian alert as well. We're going to get a bunch of spammed. We're going to get a bunch of spammed things because the civilian alert is based on this burrow that we constructed earlier. So we can make that burrow bigger actually and just cover more stuff. But we have to go like down, 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 down. It's as you can see very tedious. Down. Except I just realised that the game was running whilst I was doing that. I don't want the game to be running without me watching this here, whilst the door's open. Others. So the zombie is over here. He's like climbing around down here. He looks like he's in pain. Well, not pain, but he looks like he can no longer see. Okay, I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I don't think zombies need to see in order to be able to do stuff. But I think he's pathing towards the goose. So we'll just follow him for a little bit and see where he goes. It looks like he's going in the right sort of direction to get inside. So he's going to go down here. This could actually be really dangerous because like we could have. Okay, good. It's not so dangerous. Yeah, here's a zombie heading in. If we're fortunate, as soon as the zombie is captured, then the other undead will just leave the site because they'll conclude that they've lost the siege, which will be good. Because the sooner they leave, the sooner we'll be able to get migrants, and once we get migrants, we'll be able to. You know, do more useful things. So yeah, we'll very slowly watch the dwarf goblin crossbowman walk in. Has he got any ammunition left? Items. Quiver. It doesn't look like it, so he can't shoot at the goose. Let's see if he gets killed by the weapons traps. Don't think he will. Oh, his arm fell off. Or something did anyway. That's his hand. Go on, go top. Yes, alright, excellent. So we got another one trapped, and as you can see there, the moment that we trapped that, the siege was concluded as over. The other zombies have left the map because they've basically concluded that they've lost. So that's fine. So we captured 2 of the zombies. The other 2 escaped, but you know we don't have to worry anymore for a while, which means that we can now just clear the civilian alert and just have our dwarves go about their business for a bit. And that means that we should be in a decent position to get some migrants now. And what we're going to do is we're going to have to build a We're gonna build a room to dump zombies into lava. I think we could just do this on the surface, right? What we could do is we could build a maybe a building on here. So we have got a corridor here. We've got a corridor here that we could build a building on top of, and we're going to build an area for us to dump all of those guys outside. But what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to strip them of all their clothes before we dump them outside, and that's always risky. So prisoner management is obviously very important, and we're going to have to sort that out. I am just going to quickly look up some schematics for the best way to do that, because we want to pit them. Mass pitting. It's been a while since we've done this. So what we could do is, the easiest way to do it would be to have I think the easiest way would be to do it like this. So we go to our constructions, we go to our floor, and if we were to build an area here perhaps. So we'll use our blocks for this. We should have a bunch of blocks still. Yeah, we have some blocks there. Some floor here. It's gonna take me a little bit of time just as I kind of think through how I want this to be laid out. So I'll do that like that. In fact, why don't we just set that all to be no access? Yeah, okay. They need to build those sets first before we can do that. So some dwarves will come upstairs and they'll build these floors here, and we're just going to have it spaced so that we can build an animal stockpile there, and start pitting undead on top of it. Sadly, no naming a dwarf available. I think you already have a dwarf, Mr. Kaladin. You already do. I think I must have disabled the. I must have disabled it whilst I was streaming The Sims, so I can re-enable that option. But you already have a dwarf, so you shouldn't need to worry about that. Viewer rewards, channel points, manage rewards. Yeah, I just it's just because we were playing The Sims, obviously, so I just turned it off temporarily. Forgot to turn it back on. So yeah, what we got. So the reason we need to do a pit design is because currently, when a dwarf is told to pit something, what they'll do is that they'll first release the animal from the cage and then drag it up to where the pit is and then throw it into the pit. And I'm sure you can imagine why that is not a good idea when dealing with zombies, because if he first releases the zombie from the cage all the way down here and then tries to drag the zombie up a bunch of staircases in order to get over here, and then dump him into the volcano, then that is a disaster. It is a massive disaster for that to happen, and we don't want that to happen. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a stockpile area over here so that they can have the cages. They'll hold the cages up here with the zombie inside, and then once they're here, they'll then dump the zombie into the volcano. And we don't have to do it here. I just thought it'd be funny to do it on top of the volcano, because you know it's you know it's good. It's good like that. But that way we can get rid of anything that we don't want, because we don't want to have like a bunch of just zombies hanging in our fortress, unless we're doing something with them in particular. Besmar Vessel Searchers wishes to reside in Metal Brother for the purpose of eradicating monsters. What kind of guy are you? Are you a dwarf or are you a human? Besma. Others. You're a spear dwarf. Are you any good at killing monsters? You've never killed anything before. You are skilled. You're a competent spear dwarf. You know what? I'm going to accept that petition. We'll allow him to stay because he's a dwarf. If he was a human, I would have said no. If he was a goblin, I may have said yes. If he was an elf, I may have also said yes. But as a dwarf, you know, we can have him there. Oh, and they're also running out of cages, so let's just set up an order to build some more cages, because they ran out of them. So cage, wooden cage. Make wooden cage, make 10 of them, yeah. Just as a one-time order. It's taken them a while to come out and do this. I guess, again, because they've got so many different tasks that they need to do. And they're also constantly smelting tetrahedrite, which we want them to do. We want to smelt all that tetrahedrite so that we can use it. And they've also put some... Yeah, they are putting some more bins in here, which is good. So we'll have them do that. We do need to look at our dwarves and how we can improve their mood. Like, who are the unhappiest dwarves? Our broker is super unhappy. She is lonely after being away from family for too long. We can't do anything like that. Restless after leading an unexciting life. Worried about the lack of decent meals. About being unable to fight for too long. Being unable to help anyone for too long. Being unable to make merry for too long. Being unable to practice a martial art for too long. Being unable to take it easy for too long. At least she feels satisfied at work. I mean, I guess we could go and have her, you know, join the military real quick. Right. Okay, yeah. So there's also a ghost in the fortress, which is not good. So the ghost is the ghost of Laurel Etteras. He's just a random dwarf who got killed. And I think his corpse is, if we go to others, dead, missing. We actually know where his corpse is. Don't we? Or we did? No, I don't know where his corpse is. That's surprising. I know where this guy's corpse is. No, I don't. Okay. Well, in any case, this guy here, whatever his name is, we need to memorialize him. So I'm just going to come down here and click on one of these workshops. Which one is it? Stoneworkers? No. I think it's the Craft Dwarf workshop where they make slabs, right? So make a slab. Make a rock slab. No, I don't see one there. I guess it must actually be in the Stoneworkers workshop. Make a... That's an engraver memorial slab. We just want to make a rock slab. This guy, he's just some rando. Like, he's not even an important person. Let's make it out of... we'll just make it out of dacite. So just we'll just have him come and make a slab, and then we'll engrave it for his ghost, so that his ghost will stop bugging my dwarves and making them upset. It's never a good sign when you've got ghosts in your fortress. And we also need to finish construction of this over here. So, oh, we can now open this gate here, so we'll pull this lever here. And we'll pull this one here, because there's no reason, you know, we can now tell them to go outside over here. And we'll set dump status on all these corpses so that they clean this up. This was where we had our cows, but you know, unfortunately, they all got killed by the zombies. So work orders. I do want them to get rid of those corpses, so we're gonna have to set standing order. Yeah, gather outdoor refuse. What kind of drinks do we have in the fortress? Do we actually have anything other than dwarven wine? If we click on this, so let's see, drinks. We have dwarven beer and dwarven wine, which is good. We have a mix of both. They get antsy if they can't eat the same thing over and over again. Also, what about we have the prepare 10 meals order. How we set this up? So if the amount of unrotten prepared meals is less than 30, why don't we get rid of this and kill this order here? And then replace that with a new order, which will be prepare 10 lavish meals. And we'll set it up with the same task. So prepare 10 if the number of unrotten prepared meals available is less than 30. Because we want to make sure that we have a decent barrier for that. But if we have lavish meals, then those will be of more value to our dwarves, and it should be something that will help the happiness of our dwarves a little bit. So we'll do it like that. Petitions. Olin Shoveboard. Who are you? You're a swords dwarf. You've also never killed anything, and you're a competent swords dwarf. You know what? We'll approve again. Just get some more people in the fortress. One of our dwarves has become really unhappy, and it's the broker here. Oh, she got haunted by a ghost. That's why. Yeah, that's the problem with ghosts, you see. And we didn't attract any migrants this season. Excellent, I love it. You know, you love to see it. Alright, engrave a memorial slab to this person here, because their ghost is currently haunting the fortress. So we'll have a dwarf come and just quickly engrave that. And then we're going to need to set that memorial up somewhere. I don't know where we'll set it up. And we'll do it inside the fortress, because it's safer to have it done in the fortress. Maybe we'll do it in, I don't know, do it down here, why not? It just needs to be somewhere. So once that's been engraved, I don't see them with the, I guess they must have finished that already. Task. Yeah, okay, so what we'll do is we'll set that down here. So we go to our furniture, then we look for our slab, select material after placement. And yeah, so this one has been memorialized to that ghost, which means that if we set it up over here, then that'll put the ghost to rest, and then the ghost will stop upsetting my dwarves and making them unhappy, which is obviously important to us. And they're starting to construct these floors, which is great. So we'll get the dacite block floors over here. Alert. Okay, so our ghostly scholar friend has been put to rest. Excellent. So now that we've got these here, we can start constructing the next level. And I think looking at the diagram on here for the pits, what we want to have is we want to have a... where is it? We want to have like a gap, and then 2 spaces, and then a gap. So if we have 2 spaces here, then a gap, and then 2 spaces. So that'll be the next level. And then on this one here, we'll do the same again. Then we'll have a gap here, 2 spaces, gap here, 2 spaces, gap here. Yeah, and then that'll be 6 dumping spots, which should be more than enough to dump zombies. What? Oh, you must have been frightened by the ghost. One of our dwarves did get happier, so he did get momentarily happier. Oh, we ran out of mica? Really? I'm surprised at that. What tasks have we set up? What is my work order like for mechanisms? I must have set a condition on it, right? I mean, we've got loads of mechanisms. I'm just going to cancel that one for now. I don't think we need any more right now. But we have ran out of mica, which is interesting. Yeah. This will also help avoid them getting cave adaptation by going upstairs to construct things. Cave adaptation is the worst. It is irritating as all hell when they get nice and cave adapted, and we want to avoid that. So we could build a staircase leading up from here to here, and then we can build a wall around here and just make this closed in so that our dwarves can access it from inside the fortress. I mean, it is a bit risky still, because I guess technically something could fly up through here. They could fly up through this gap here and then come into the fortress that way. But the chances of that are slim. But it is always something to consider. I guess what we could do is build a wall here and just build a wall around this. Although that means we need to build some more access roads. But I mean, we can do that. We can make it completely secure. You know, that shouldn't be too much of an issue. So we'll just continue with that flooring on here. Select material here. We're running out of dacite blocks. Have we got a task set up for that? To make more of them? I think we probably do. Work orders. Yes, we do, and that's if the number falls below 10. So they will do that very shortly. So construction, floor, and we need 7. We currently got 9, so that's all that we need in order to construct the floor of this room at least. And then what we do is we can put a stockpile here, like so. And this will just be our animal stockpile. And we'll have all the animals in here so that they'll be able to, you know, just dump stuff into the lava as and when we need to. Does Cala Dwarf yet live? Yeah, the only dwarf who's died is Dennis. He's the only dwarf who's died out of our actual migrant dwarfs, not including, you know, like that scholar who died, for example. You died mining this out, Dennis. You died trying to escape from the lava, but it's all right. I mean, your sacrifice was worth it, and you are memorialized here. This is a finely crafted pitch blend memorial to Dennis Wolf. The slab reads, "In memory of Dennis Wolf, born 21, went missing in the year 100, admirer of blue pea fowls." So, yeah, that's how you went out. Being an admirer of blue pea fowls. Well, yeah, you're missing. In the sense that they haven't been able to find your corpse because it was burnt to a crisp. So, yeah, you know, you are missing. Alright, so what we want to do now is we want to construct a floor. So we want to construct it here. Like that. We'll wait until we got more blocks. We got 392 bars of copper, by the way. 392 bars of copper. So if we go to our bar stockpile here, we got 110 bars of silver. We currently have 40 bars of aluminium and 8 bars of ash. So yeah, we've got a lot of copper. We could build like a massive building out of copper already if we wanted to. We've already got the copper dining room here. So if we go down all the way over here, you'll see that we've got where is it? Oh, we've gone past it. Where's the copper dining room? Here it is. Yeah, so we've already got this copper dining room over here. I just realized these statues are offset wrong, so these ones are here, and these are here. That's just because this room's a bit of a weird shape. No, I mean, it's fine like that. It doesn't really make any difference. I just noticed it's a bit weird looking. Yeah, you do Freeport. You're the woodcutter. You were being very important useful earlier. You were cutting us some wood. You're the cutter of wood, the cutter of logs. It's too far out. Still only got 2 dacite blocks. Interesting. I really need some more migrants, and we didn't get any this season either. Hopefully we attract some migrants next season. I know what happens to woodcutters. Well, at the moment, you know, you've been fine. You haven't had any issues so far, so I'm not sure what you're worried about. I think you know, all things considered. Has that order started up yet? Tasks. No. Not satisfied from it. What other rock blocks do we have? Unless it's counting ones that have been used in construction, but I don't think it would. Blocks, bars. It's not in bars, blocks. We got a bunch of mica blocks, I guess, which is still waiting to be used for something. Let's just go into that order, work order. We'll just make this into a one-time order. So we'll just delete the condition on it, and then we'll set this to. We'll set this to. I don't know. Let's set this to 30, which will be more than enough blocks for the time being. One of our dwarves is still really unhappy. And again, it's Inod here. He's now going to go make blocks. Yeah, it's because he's thinking about being. He's thinking about seeing dead bodies and things. It's upsetting him. I mean, you can always kick him out of the fortress if we need to. Does the magma lake emit toxic gases? No, it doesn't. One thing that can happen is that if you drop something into the magma, if it's heavy enough, it can send stuff flying back up. But other than that, it's not directly toxic. So what we're doing here is I'm constructing a kind of like just a footpath down here, so that we can then construct a wall along here and along here, just to make sure that nothing can get inside from underneath. I'm just kind of worried about that, I suppose. So I mean, it's probably a bit of a baseless worry, but I feel like it's better to be safe than sorry. So, you know, better to be safe than sorry, right? Yeah, I could have used the mica blocks for this actually, just to get rid of them. That's fine. I'll just use using dacite, which we got loads of. Can the magma flood the map? Is it infinite? Magma in the tube, as far as I'm aware, will basically respawn. We can't flood the map with it though, unless you wall in the map. Because once magma gets to the edge of the map, it'll flow out of the map. You can actually see here that you see this is the entranceway. So this is a long-term project over here. The aim is to have it set up so that we can pump magma into this chamber, right? So that we can pump magma directly into this chamber. So what we would do is the giant mole is fighting. Oh. Yeah, this is because I've left the cavern open. So the idea is that we'll pump lava into that chamber once we've filled it with enemies, and then we can pump the lava back out again by releasing it back down to the surface. So. It's not considered to be near enough. I'm just going to dump this into the lava. I'm just going to dump that into the lava before it starts to smell. I was hoping we could butcher it, but it's not considered to be near enough to the butchering place. Yeah, nothing will go wrong. It shouldn't go wrong. But yeah, the plan is that we'll be able to flood this with magma using pumps. And then we've got this bridge here. You see this big bridge here. So we can open that bridge, and then you see this is the edge of the map here. And there's 2 fortifications that have been carved into the edge of the map. So things can't get into the map from here. But the lava will be able to flow through the fortifications and out of the map. Or at least that's the idea. So in order to drain this, once we fill it with lava, we just open this. And then the lava will go down here and off the map. Slowly, it'll take a while for it to drain out. But that's the idea anyway, that's the basic principle. Like you'll see here, by the way, like we filled this up with lava. Well, I know it's showing 4s and 5s here. That's just because I closed it before it went all the way up to 7. But you can see we filled this with lava, and it didn't reduce any of the lava here. This is all still 7s. You know, this is a flat field of 7s here. So this is the very top of the lava here. This is open space above the lava, and so where you see the numbers, that's where the lava actually is. And it's a uniform field of 7, which is the highest volume that a liquid can be in this game. Which means that it's at the very rim. It's at the very top of the next floor. Filled with lava, a cat, and Dennis. Well, I don't think there's any Dennis remaining. You know, it looks like it's all just lava to me. I think any Dennis that may have been there is probably no longer, you know, no longer there, unfortunately. God, they just leave pools of giant mole blood in the fortress. I think dwarves do occasionally clean. It's been known to happen. Alright, hopefully we got some more of the floor. Yeah, look at all these dacite blocks that we got now. Then we can come up here. He won't haunt the fortress because he's been memorialized. So a dwarf won't haunt the fortress if there's a memorial for him. It doesn't matter that he's obviously not buried properly, just so long as there's a piece of rock somewhere saying, you know, what a good job he is. To remind everybody that he was an admirer of pedophiles. We're never going to get migrants, are we? Wait, what? Okay, never mind. That was a fake siege. They arrived on the map. I immediately unpaused the game and then they immediately left the map again. Not sure why. they're gonna have trouble building this one in the corner. Once we build a wall that goes along this edge here, they won't be able to build that corner one. The dwarf can't stand on the corner and build like a corner piece here. They should be able to build this one from here, I think. Not sure. Might need to build a wall here and along here as well in order to get the corner pieces. Would you trust walking along here, by the way? Yeah, this takes so much time without having access to more dwarves though, because like, you know, a lot of our dwarves are doing other tasks and we're just waiting for them. So I'm hoping that, early autumn will bring more migrants. I think we need to create value. So if we want to try and attract more migrants, we're going to need to get more value in our fortress. We also need yeah, it's not enough for them to, yeah, so you see here they can't construct this corner piece here, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to build a floor here, just so that they can get to the corner piece. You do need to have the corner pieces filled because stuff can travel. Dwarves can move diagonally like this, so an enemy could walk from here. Well, I mean, they could fly through a corner, which is horrifying to think about. Or at least I'm pretty sure they can, so... A caravan from Iteb and Lazat has arrived. Yeah, so what I was going to say is that migration is based on our wealth. We're not a very wealthy fortress at the moment. So we need to generate more wealth, and wealth is reported by merchants. So when merchants come to the fortress, you don't actually need to do a trade with them in order to do it. But we should probably trade with them anyway, because that also helps us to create wealth. But yeah, they report on how wealthy the fortress is, and that's what attracts migrants, is how wealthy things are. And we've done really badly on our wealth. We could do with making some more kind of just some more stuff. Probably some more statues would be good. The liaison is here to discuss the situation. I forgot what he requested last time. We're not going to request anything in particular from him. Done. They have a... I don't remember what it was that they wanted this time, but it looks like next time they're going to want legwear and footwear. So what do we have in terms of crafts? I don't think we have any crafts because I've told them basically not to make any. We could sell all of our copper mugs and stuff. So we've got a bunch of mugs here. We could sell all of these and just replace them with copper goblets. We could just make a bunch of copper goblets. We also have some instruments. We have some goosebone desrems. And we do have a bunch of rough gems, although obviously they're not worth very much until we cut them into something like weapons. Some of those could be valuable. Finished goods. We just don't have anything in terms of that. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to pause the game, and we're going to tell some guys to start making. So we're going to tell some guys to start making some goods out of copper, and we're just going to sell some copper stuff. Or no, we'll go with silver. Silver's more valuable. So let's have a look at our labors. So metal crafting. We do have some adequate metal crafters. So if we tell the if we go to here, sorry, if we go to our tasks and labors, work orders, sorry, we don't have anything that's taking up time at the moment. So if we set up a new task, which is just to make some silver, we're not going to make silver from nickel silver. We can make silver coins. We should just be able to make silver crafts, right? Like just generic things. I can make a bunch of dye. We can make some silver pots, jugs, maces, pipe sections, short swords, warhammers. Silver warhammers would actually be very valuable. And we do... Okay, you know what? Let's just sell 10 silver warhammers. We have some very good weaponsmiths in the fortress. They'll be incredibly valuable. So we can sell those. How posh will this fortress be on average? I mean, these are the bedrooms that they got, so you know you can make a judgment based on that, I suppose. The answer is usually not very. Effectively, it's the prison from Alien 3. Oh, come on. This place is great. It's got all the things that you could ever possibly need. Hopefully our... The only problem with work orders is you need them to get validated. So you need the managers to come and validate them, and I'm going to bet you any amount of money that a manager's doing something ridiculous. Yeah, he's constructing buildings at the moment. I told him to stop. So hopefully he goes and validates that order. We even had the pro... Are you saying that he was the protagonist? Oh, we need to buy some anvils. That is a priority, because at the moment we only have a single anvil, which is why we only have a single forge, and we can't make any anvils ourselves because we don't have the required metal for it. So it is a priority that we get a decent trade here, so that we can buy at a minimum an anvil. Dacite blocks, hell yeah, we've got loads of dacite blocks now. Okay, so we're starting to forge some silver warhammers. So this silver warhammer here has a value. This one warhammer has a value of 1,000 points, which is basically the entire value of our fortress. So yeah, you can see not the entire. It's like 1/10 of the value of our fortress just off of that one silver warhammer. So now that we're getting those weapons, we're just going to start moving them over to here. Like this one wasn't as good; it's a lower value one, but that's fine. Just start moving those silver warhammers there, and then we will request that the broker come to the depot as soon as possible. We'll sell 5 warhammers, and then we'll keep the rest. We'll keep the rest of our warhammers because we can use them for our own military as soon as we've gotten some migrants. Which, you know, remains to be seen when that's going to be, but as soon as we do get some migrants, that'll be excellent. I bet we could do buying some clothes as well. I bet our dwarves are starting to wear some really tatty clothes. We're going to need to start making some of our own. We're currently growing cave wheat and pump helmets. We need to start growing pigtails. Probably won't be able to do that till next year though. So I guess we'll just buy some. We'll buy some thread. And we just created a masterpiece silver warhammer. We'll keep hold of that one. But yeah, so let's get our broker requested here. So hopefully our broker should... Our broker's probably in the middle of... yeah, they're currently... where are they? Brokerman? You're not able to pray to Obor Rain Grand. We could do with making some more temples. You're currently doing a different task. I need you to stop doing that task. So, where are you? Cancel that task. Attend meeting. Ugh. I mean, it's fine. She'll get there eventually. She's attending a meeting because she wants to go shout at someone. Because she's feeling bad. So usually when dwarves feel upset, they start meetings to go and talk to the expedition leader or anyone else who's in a position of power, specifically so that they can shout at them. And it's one of the ways that they try and feel better. Which also tends to make the still no more migrants this season because our wealth is still really low, or at least they think it is. Hey, welcome. Thinking 42 man, welcome to the stream. We're currently just waiting to do a trade with our broker. Our broker is currently moping and is trying to attend meetings and things. Maybe we can cancel that as well. No, we can't. It's one of the ones that we can't cancel. So yeah, you can see here they're having a meeting with Baron over here. And by meeting, it means that she's shouting at Baron. Now she's going to go trade at the depot. So we can set up the trade. So yeah, you can see here, these silver warhammers are worth quite a bit, although not as much as we initially thought they were worth. But still, that's 800 value there. And we can then get some... we want to buy at least one anvil, I think. And probably some food, like some exotic food. Let's have a look and see. So, anvil. Did you not bring any anvils with you? Good grief, my man. It's not the most basic thing to bring. Battle axes, picks, mail shirts, cloaks, socks, bucklers, bags, bins. They haven't brought any anvils with them, which is a disgrace. That is a disgrace, to quote a certain former prime minister. Yeah, no, there are no anvils in this at all. Okay, well, that's fine. What we can do is instead we can buy bars. So I think to make an anvil, we'll need multiple bars. But it looks like they haven't brought any iron with them as well, which is also great. They brought 1 bar of steel. I think making an anvil requires 3, which means that just having a single bar of steel won't be enough in order to make a steel anvil. Yeah, 3 bars of metal to make. They can be made out of iron, steel, or candyfloss. They're not selling any of those. They've got just type in here iron. I mean, they brought iron stuff with them. We could buy the iron and smelt the iron down and then turn it into an anvil, I guess. Alright, I'm going to buy you serrated discs. I'm going to buy those. I'm going to buy those. And I'm going to buy that shield. I also wanted some cloth, didn't I? Let's do that for now. Okay, actually, let's not get the cloth. Let's just try and get some drinks. See if there's any drinks that we don't currently produce that we can purchase, or no food actually, because we have a low variety of food. So if we just get a bunch of like food that's of different kind of varieties, then that'd be really good. So let's get some yak cheese. We'll get some. I don't know. We'll get some lungfish, cave lobster. Cave fish. We can just get a bunch of fish, basically. And then we'll get some prepared stuff. Prepared Yeti sweetbread, hell yeah. Giant armadillo lung, yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we like. Let's try that. There we go. So we were managed to execute a trade, but they didn't really have what we wanted. So if we click on here, let's build a stockpile over here, which we will just set for armor. I just wanted to stockpile all the armor in here for the time being. And did we also... We bought... we didn't buy any weapons. We bought some serrated discs, didn't we? So armor... And then serrated discs would be under trap components. So trap components, yeah, large serrated discs. And... yeah. That should be good. We should all be good. Thanks, glad to be here. Have you tested out Mark stores in the new patch yet? I'm excited to be able to use them if the fix is real. I haven't tried it yet. I don't think we're going to do it on this fortress just because the main enemy that we're dealing with here is the undead. And generally speaking, Mark stores aren't very good against the undead. And Candy Floss. You know, Candy Floss, the fun hidden metal that's beneath the surface of the earth, the one that's very far down, and is blue in colour, generally speaking. I'm just, I'm not saying the name, you know, for spoiler reasons, but I'm sure you can figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know why I insist on doing that. Everyone knows what I mean at this point, or mostly they do.
Thank you very much.
Oh, Miss Morrigan Nightshade, thanks for the raid. Yeah, so once the merchants leave, what we're going to do is we're going to smelt down those serrated discs and stuff. And, in fact, we can just do it through here, can't we? So, we're going to smelt them down, and we'll then try and hopefully have enough metal to... we'll hopefully have enough metal to enable us to use the... to make an anvil, another anvil. I just had a point. Work orders. Smelts. It's been ages since I smelted anything down, so I need to think about what it is, how the best way to do this. There's a oh, it's melt, it's not smelt. Okay, so if we type into here work orders and then melt a metal object. So we want to always use the same smelter in order to melt things down, because you can get 0.1% of a metal ore back. So you always want it to be used in the same smelter every single time. You don't want them to spread them across multiple smelters in order to do that, just in case they do that. So so what we want to do is we want to designate the items and then queue up the job in here. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to look that up and make sure that I got that right, because I remembered it was a bit of a confusing mess. So yeah, they're packing up. They've left all their junk on the ground, which means that we can now mark this all to be smelted down. So we want to smelt that, smelt that, smelt that, smelt that. And we'll see how much iron we get back from that. I don't think we'll get 3 bars of iron, but if we do, that would be excellent. So we'll mark all of those to be smelted. There was also some other junk on the map, which was from people who had died previously. I don't think any of that was iron. But let's have a look and see. So are there any forbidden weapons anywhere? Yes, there's a steel battle axe that was forbidden on the map. We'll mark that to be melted. This iron spear here, yes, we'll unmark that from forbidden, and then we'll mark that to be smelted. There's a pile of junk here, basically. So there's steel chain leggings, we'll unforbid that and mark that to be melted. In fact, we should just unforbid all these clothes, because our dwarves will grab them and wear them if they are so inclined. Unmark that, smelt that. Yeah, we've already marked that for smelting, done that, done that. And then there's just a bunch of pigtail clothing and stuff. Yeah, so let's go to our orders. No, it's, where is it? It's, Yeah, this one. So we just want to claim forbidden items. So we've claimed all of this stuff. So that means that if any dwarves need any gloves, they can come and grab them from there. You know, it's always good to do that. What's up with the adobe bricks on the west side of the entry area? Do you mean sorry, let me pull this up here. Do you mean these ones here? It's for something that I'm setting up for later. It's a bit of a long-term project. So as you can see, we've got the volcano right here. My plan is to set up a pumping mechanism so that we can pump lava into here, and then if we go down, you'll see that there is an exit for the lava to drain off the map. So the idea is that if we get sieged, we can hopefully lure our enemy into this area, pump lava on top of them, and then drain it off the map by opening this. This is a bridge, so it's just a big bridge. I just used it in a different color so that I could, well, no particular reason, just so I could. And that's the basic idea. So there's an iron metal shirt here. Smelt that. And yeah, so they should then have everything marked for smelting. Bridges are more cost-effective material-wise than building floors, because so for example, this bridge here consists of 4 pieces of dacite, which means that it only requires 4 blocks, whereas if you were to build them as individual floors, it's 1 block per floor piece. But yeah, it's a massive bridge, but it's not that many blocks, you can see here. And the reason we use the bridge is because we can, when we open the bridge will... We've got it set up, you can how to explain it? You can set up bridges so that they either like open and just disappear, or they like flip open. So this bridge, it just disappears when it's opened, and then everything will be able to drain out. We could have achieved the same effect a number of different ways, though. It's like a convenient way of doing it at the time. This is coming along nicely, so I think what we'll do here is we will build a construction, stairs, here, yes, like that. That's like blocks. So we'll do it like that. Sorry, there's always, at any given time, there's always like a bunch of different things that I'm trying to do. So this fortress is just like a complete mess of like half-completed projects, and it'll probably be a while before any of them actually get completed. But we try our best. So yeah, I've designated this one. This is going to be the smelter where we melt things. We're not going to use any of the other smelters to melt things. And let's see how many materials we get. We do also have the caged zombies down here, which we still need to strip at some point, but I'm waiting for those. So we got the caged human swordsman here. We've also got the caged goblin crossbowmen, and they'll have some iron stuff on them. So we'll be able to forbid and, you know, unforbid them and everything else. Sounds like a good time to get into beekeeping. We could do beekeeping. We've done it before. We've done beekeeping before. It's a really low value. It's a very low value activity for you dwarves to do, but we can do it. For whatever reason, mead is lower value than other drinks. So if you do beekeeping and you make mead, it's a lower value than other drinks. I don't know why, it just is. So he's currently smelting down this serrated iron disc. We'll see how many bars of... we've got 1 iron bar back at least. Let's have a look at our stockpile. So look at our fortress. We've got 111 silver bars and 459 copper bars. We don't have any iron or steel in this fortress. We just have copper. It's copper fortress. But if we can get 3 bars of iron, we can build another anvil. And then we can then set up a second magma forge, which would be excellent. How have I discovered a downward passage? That is concerning. So a downward passage, it's a passage that connects one level of the caverns to the level beneath it. So this is level 1 of the caverns at the moment, and level 1 of the caverns is obviously relatively safe. But if there's a bunch of downward passages, then it means that nasty things can get in from lower levels into higher levels. So we need to keep that in mind. Speaking of which, we should probably check and see if there's anything nasty in the caverns right now. It's a bunch of vultures. And that's about it. Citizens, we have got a bunch of unhappy dwarves. One of them is a dwarven child. I don't care if dwarven children are unhappy. Freeport is unhappy though. That is relatively interesting. She feels lonely after leaving an unexciting life. I didn't feel anything. Bored after being unable to be extravagant for a while. I think what we need to do is we need to go to our tasks here. So we've got our work orders and woodcutters. Set that there so that you can do things other than that. And we should probably just tell our dwarves to start making some just random crafts. So work order... Make... just rock crafts maybe? Make rock crafts. We'll make them out of, I don't know, what have we got loads of? We got loads of, got a big chunk of obsidian. Microline, we'll use microline. Make 10. Yeah, just make 10 crafts, that'll do. So, if we look at our dwarf's mood, so if we look at old Freeport here, you'll see that he's got a bunch of different things he's upset about. So thoughts, and these are her memories. So decent meals is obviously a big one. Unable to fight is a bit of an irritating one. Being unable to be extravagant is a bit irritating. Unable to practice a craft though is one that we can fix by just having her, you know, craft some stuff out of stone. And I think there's also unable to acquire something for too long. So if we were to just take her to our labours here, we don't have it set up so that there's specific stone cutters, which means that she should just be allowed to do it whenever she needs to. So hopefully she will just get a chance to make some stone crafts. But if we just have like an order set up to make stone crafts over and over again, eventually she will do that, and then she'll get, you know, the joy from having made something, which is obviously important. Inod here is going to get a chance to do that as well. And the unable to acquire something for too long. When a dwarf makes crafts, they will then place the crafts into the craft finished goods workshop. So over here, this is that workshop. So they'll make a bunch of junk. Sometimes they'll make crowns, for example. Oh, it's not down here. That's the wrong one. It's down here. These are the crafts dwarf workshops. So once they made these microline crafts, they will take those and put them into the workshop here. And there's a chance that when they put a craft into a workshop, they'll decide to keep one. And that's how they fulfill the acquire something want, basically. There's some things that you just cannot really do anything about. Like we can't do anything about dwarves just missing people. Yeah, we got loads of dwarves getting unhappy, unfortunately. Some of them are dwarf children. One of our weaponsmiths is unhappy. And some of it is because of lack of being able to pray to people for a while. Discovered a magma pool. I'm gonna guess that it's all the way over here, actually. Okay, interesting. Kimberlite. It's because we got these random swords dwarfs going down and like trying to attack stuff, trying to find stuff to attack in the fortress. So that's how we're uncovering stuff in the fortress. Okay, now that we got this staircase built up here, what we can do is we can come up here, and we can then go to here. Yeah, we need to actually go here and go constructions. Floor and build a floor that way. Did that wrong. Cancel. I don't want them to use closest material because they'll just use like wood and random bits. I like everything to be relatively uniform. So we'll go construction and then floor, select material after placement. And again, we just want dacite blocks, which we got so many of, an obscene amount of them, more than we'll ever need. And then we want to build a roof over the top of this. In fact, we need to finish building these walls here, so we should have a wall here, and dacite blocks there. And then we can construct walls all the way. Actually, we'll construct them. Three there. Three there. And then there, and then we'll just clear one out of the middle just so that they don't get stuck. Got any temples, inns, or guilds? Yes, we have 4 temples, but we could do with building some more. So they're very basic temples. If we click on these, you'll see that we got one for... this is just dedicated to Bulk. We got one dedicated to the no particular deity. We've got one here for Obor Reigned Grand, which is interesting because we've had some dwarves who've been upset about not being able to worship him, but we do have space for them to worship. And they also have the right number of instruments. In fact, can we make any more instruments at the moment? That is a good question. We did butcher some geese. Yeah, we got a bunch of goose bones, so we can make some more of those instruments. I forgot what they're called again. I need to click on here. Desrems. Goosebone Desrems. So we'll go over here and we'll tell a dwarf here to just make some Desrems. Oh yeah, you have to go into instruments, make instruments, open piece, make a Desrem. Yeah, make them out of goosebone, and just actually we can cancel that there. And what we can do is we can do it as a task from our task manager here. So we'll do a work order, new work order, make goose, well, Desrem, make Desrems. We got 30. We'll make 30 of them because that'll be more than we'll ever need, and we'll just make them all out of goosebone. I like to put a block stockpile take from set wherever I'm building, so blocks are near the top of the list. Can't remember if it's more efficient for hauling too. It probably is more efficient for hauling, although I'm pretty sure the blocks are very low weight, so it doesn't take them that long to haul. I'm just kind of lazy. I'm a bit lazy sometimes, so you know, we sometimes it's a bit. Sometimes we just do things the slow way. Troglodytes. Looks like there's been a troglodyte battle. We've had problems with troglodytes in the past, but hopefully our intrepid swords dwarf will be able to kill them all. So yeah, there's another magma pool all the way over here. So we have loads of magma. We haven't found any water, which is unfortunate. We're probably going to have to go even deeper in order to find water. So I haven't built a hospital yet. Because normally I would have like, I would want the hospital to be over water so that we could build a well in the hospital, but yeah, there just isn't any down here. Winter has arrived. We can get migrants in winter, so if we're lucky we will. We don't have any water access at the moment, no. There isn't any on the top of the map. So we only have access to lava at the moment, which is good enough, right? But no, no. Oh, okay. Bim Gemoraldil has given birth to an infant. Okay, we should build another farm plot. Because I'm just thinking that very soon we're going to have a problem. And for those of you who are wondering what that problem is going to be cloth. Let's take that out. We do what we need to do. And in this case, it's embarked next to a necromancer tower. You know, like we could always embark somewhere else and you know, have it a bit easier, but you know, where's the fun in that? I'm just going to make a massive farm plot here, and we're going to set that up to grow pigtails because at the moment we just got pump helmets and cave wheat, which is not adequate. Hmm. We are currently brewing plants. Labor, kitchen. Don't use pump helmets. I want you to use the cave wheat so that we get the seeds from the cave wheat. Well, one of our dwarves got slightly happier. Not sure which one. So yeah, once that's done there... Should be able to brew the cave wheat. Unless you were already brewing and then you cancelled the task because... Yeah, okay, so yeah, you've done the cave wheat there. Cave wheat there. Cave wheat there. We could do setting up some perhaps above ground. Because we've got very little variety in terms of our beer. And there's a good chance that we're going to get invaded again at some point. We do have some cave wheat seeds. So let's go back to... What we'll do is we'll pause the game real quick. And let's say here. So there's a whole bunch of different plants here. Just random plants. There's squash, elephant head amaranths, and prickleberries, and cucumber vines, and squash again. We're just going to set up a quick little zone for our dwarves, and we're just going to set this as a gathering zone, gathering fruit zone, and I'm just going to set that to here and accept that. So we'll have that. Oh, we could have had it underneath a tree actually in order to gather with that, but we're just going to set it as a gathering zone, so that we'll have some dwarves go out to gather things. Just whilst it's a bit safe to do that, because that'll give us some more variety in our drinks. A lot of our dwarves are complaining about not having had access to decent drinks for a while, and that's because they're drinking the same thing over and over and over again, and it's one of the things that upsets your dwarves. So one way around that is just to go outside, gather some stuff, you know, like here's old fruit, barren gathering plants. We can make some cucumber. I guess we can make cucumber drinks. I don't know. Can you brew cucumbers in this game? I have no idea. You can brew a lot of things though. Let's see, cucumbers. No, you can't brew cucumbers, but I mean it's another thing that they'll eat as well. So I know you can do prickleberries, and you know, there's probably some others like turnips and stuff. Teff. Can you brew teff? I think you can brew teff. Yeah, you can. It turns into teff beer. Then if we go to our kitchen, well, they need to bring it inside first. We also have a bunch of tallow which we should make into wine. We don't want them to cook prickleberries though. We only want them to brew them. Are prickleberries worthless? I have a feeling they are for some reason. Yes, they actually are. Okay, prickleberry wine is low value wine. Turnip beer wine? No, thank you. I mean, you know, dwarves, they're hardy people. They will eat a wide variety of different things. So you know, they're not so upset by it as perhaps we would be. Oh, we got 7 iron bars, by the way. I know that we set that up earlier, and then I just completely forgot about it. So we got 7 iron bars, which is great. It means that we can make 2 more anvils, which we will do right now. All right, yeah, we have to do it under furniture, iron forge. No, I can't remember where it is. I'll just do it this way. Work orders, new work order, and anvil. And we want to make 2 of them because that's the only amount that we can afford to make at the moment. But still, going from 1 smelter to 3 smelters is massive, which is really good. So we can have someone come and do that real quick. We should have just harvested from up here. There's macadamia nuts on the ground. Maybe we can have some nice macadamia wine. Now if we look in our drinks... Yeah, so now we've got a few varieties of wine. So we've got some pearl millet wine, for example, which is just excellent. This guy's making cassava wine and prickleberry seeds. Later on, we can actually just build an above-ground farm, which we could do very easily. Building an above-ground farm is a very straightforward task. But we could do that. Get ourselves a nice variety of stuff. These dwarves are very slow in constructing this. I'm guessing it's because I told them to go and harvest things, and that's probably taken up all the activity of the available dwarves that we got. 2 of our dwarves have gone from being really unhappy to being moderately okay, which is great. Although it looks like it was the 2 dwarven children, which is unfortunate. They're the ones who I don't really mind being upset. I want to see my friends. I'm lonely. I don't know what to say, man. I do not know what to say, other than just, I guess we could build an inn. That might be a good idea. I guess we should build an inn. That should be the next project, I think. Building an inn so that they can make merry. Have they all got Desrams in here now? Yes, you've got Desrams. You've got 1 Desram. You haven't got any. You haven't got any. We're really feeling it in terms of just not having very many dwarves. It's such a slog. And, there's so much stuff that's just going undone. And not being done right now. And we got wait, how many of these bloody dacite blocks are they making? You know what, we got more than enough of those blocks. I'm going to tell them to cancel that task. That'll be 2 dwarves that are freed up to do other things. And I think we probably harvested enough of this stuff, so I'm just going to pause that for the time being. And we'll set the kitchen back so that they're allowed to brew more tasks, places, kitchen. So you are allowed to use plump helmets again to brew. They have made some crafts now. I don't know if anyone's acquired any crafts, but they've made some. So we can see here we've got some microlean figurines and things. We could just set them up with another task for making more crafts, I guess. So, crafts. Crafts. Why don't you make some, I got an idea. Crowns. No, rings. Let's make some rings. So you can tell them to make specific things. The crafting one is just like a general one. But if we were to, pretty sure we can tell them to make rings. I'm not sure actually. Maybe we can't. Yeah, we can. Let's make some rings out of rock, and we'll use. I don't know. We will make them out of. Loads of choices. Obsidian. Make some obsidian rings. A human swordsman has arrived, and he's probably going to ask us if he's allowed to stay. We're going to tell him no. We're not going to let any humans stay in the fortress. I thought I told you that you're allowed to... Right, yeah. Yeah, I told them that they're... I need to tell them that they're allowed to brew, not that they're allowed to cook. I don't want them to cook plum helmets, they can brew plum helmets. But in terms of drinks now... we've got a decent variety of just random drinks, so we've got a few different ones. And I know it's mostly still just dwarven wine, but, you know, it goes a little way to making it a bit less uneven, a bit more, you know, a bit more good. So once this is done, we'll have a, we'll dig like a tunnel here, and then we'll build a staircase here, so there'll be like a tunnel here and a staircase there. And the other thing that we want to do is we want to go and build a wall stretching all the way along here. Again, just using our blocks, and then stretching all the way down here. And then this just prevents anything from being able to get in through these holes. So nothing can like fly in and then up, which is something that they would be able to do potentially if we weren't careful about it. And we've now got the two new iron anvils, which is excellent, because that means that we can go down to our forge level and we can just build some more workshops. And yeah, we just go here and we're just saying, look, building that magma forge. Yeah, that's what we were using the mica blocks for, was to build these actually. That makes sense. So we'll do that, and then I could have just done the same again. Magma forge on this side, and anvil. Oh, bollocks! Clicked out of it. Sorry, the game's having a little bit of a chug in the background. So magma forge. That's a glass furnace. I keep clicking the wrong things today. Magma forge. Iron anvil, mica blocks, excellent. I wonder what quality iron anvils we made. Is it just generic? Oh, one of them is a higher quality iron anvil. Doesn't make any difference. Petition. This will be the human asking to stay. Netu Comet Dips. You are not staying here. You are a filthy human, and you can sod off. You know, as we say to them, we say we're not interested in having these humans here in our beautiful fortress. I'm just going to check and make sure that I'm right about that. Yeah, so I don't want humans here because they tend to become unhappy very quickly. So I'm going to deny him his petition. I've had problems in the past with like human adventurers just stuck in the fortress doing nothing except drinking beer and getting mad and getting into fights. So I want to avoid that if at all possible, and that's what we're going to do. By just saying no. We're going to preempt the problem by telling him that he is not welcome. No, that's not suspended. Okay. Yeah, and then we build a roof on here. So I know that this is like a really unnecessary way of doing this. We could have easily done this inside. But what we're going to have here is this is going to be a stockpile here for our animals, for our prisoners, I should say. So we're going to stockpile prisoners in here, and then we can strip them of all of their stuff, and then we can pit them. So we'll have this all set up as a pitting zone here. So we can pit them inside here, and then that way they get dumped into the lava automatically. We don't have to worry about any zombies getting out and causing a havoc. And we can also make it so that this is accessible from inside the fortress. So although it's obviously from the outside, it's completely self-contained. We just drop them into the lava. They burn to death. We get rid of them. You know, and that's kind of what this is for. A very basic setup. We've done it in a bit of an awkward way, but you know that's part of the fun, right? To waste material in order to build something over the top and obscene. Right, so spring. So I want you to grow pigtails here and here. We do have some cloth on here still. We've got a bunch of cloth and thread. We should be putting that inside ideally. So let's set up a workshop over here. Sorry, a workshop stockpile over here. I did that wrong. So I'll just put a workshop here and set this to cloth, so that they bring all that cloth inside, so it's not just stuck outside the fortress. We should also deconstruct the wagon. There's no need for it to stay constructed. Masterpiece tower cap barrel. Excellent. Okay. And then again, basalt blocks all the way over here. So yeah, this is completely impervious as well. So you know, any wall that is constructed by a dwarf, it can't be broken down. So you know, it's a completely impervious way for us to protect the dwarves and to like just keep them, you know, keep them from causing any issue. You know, nothing can bust through a dwarven wall except for a dwarf. At least in this version. We'll see about future versions, right? Yeah, you're coming down here. We're getting all of that stuff done. I don't think there's anything that like super needs our attention right now. I think we're mostly decent. I'm kind of waiting till spring arrives. I'm waiting to see if we're going to finally get another migrant wave. We might not have enough wealth yet. I'm hoping we do. I mean, I guess I could tell them to just make some more weapons. We know that next season... Okay, let's do a little bit of investigative journalism. That's like cabinets. Okay, you see here. So some of our dwarves are starting to have rotten clothing. So let's click on a random dwarf. Yeah, his clothing's starting to rot. So we're going to need to set up a clothing industry ASAP. Which is why I wanted them to bring the cloth inside. And why ideally we should have bought some cloth from the traders if we were able to. I guess we could have done, but we neglected to do it. Over here we have a wood furnace and an ashery. We can build some clothing ones down here. So we could build just some clothes workshops down here for now. We might move these later, but we'll build one there. And I always forget to... We don't need a loom because we can't. We don't have anything to loom yet because we're not growing any pigtails yet. I guess we can make some leather clothing. We have a whole bunch. We have some goose leather. We don't have much. We have like 5 bits of goose leather there, right? I didn't set up a goose leather workshop anywhere. There's no stockpile for goose leather. Yeah, so we have 5 bits of goose leather. I don't have a leather workshop. Oh, I do have a leather workshop here. Yeah. How much leather do you need in order to make leather tunics? Clothing. I think it's just 1-to-1. Right. Okay. Sorry, I was just having a quick read through the through some of the game file stuff. It looks like it looks like a vulture just went for our weapon trap. Oh, I just realised there's some more clothes on here. Yeah, this is from who is Iteb? Iteb Matt Gooseill's mangled skeleton. It's not one of our dwarves because all of our dwarves are alive. Dump that vulture corpse. Still, there's a bunch of items that we can claim. So we'll claim all of those clothes so that our dwarves can, you know, use those to wear if they can stomach walking past the caged zombie on the way there. Alright, this is almost complete. This part's complete. So we just need them to finish the roof, and then we're looking good on this. Wait, have we run out of goose bones? How many goose bones do you need to construct a Pez ramp? It might be multiple. I thought it was a 1-for-1 sort of thing. We'll just cancel that. We've created the 28 of them. That's more than enough. 28 Desrems is more than enough. Anything interesting about the strike embark location? We've got a volcano, and it's near zombies. So it's a zombie fortress and it's a volcano fortress. Those are the two main things. We also have a bunch of unhappy dwarves. Paladin's unhappy. Why has Kaladin been unable to practice any skills for too long? I had Kaladin set so that he could only do mechanics, and he hasn't been able to do any mechanism building. We haven't been constructing mechanisms, so he's been doing literally nothing. Boat murdered. It'd be hard to have a fortress like Boat murdered in this day and age, just because, unfortunately, elephants aren't as murderous. Okay, so I think what we should do is we should set up some proper workshops and stuff for these cloth making areas here. I'm not sure exactly how I want to do this. We could have a go like this. And have a... How big is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have it just like that. Yeah, I think that's correct. Just there. Yeah, so I'm going to do this like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up 2 different stockpiles so that we can have a stockpile for them to put any finished clothing in, and then a stockpile for them to put any clothing that has been like really horribly dilapidated. Items. So I was talking about dwarves claiming stuff. This guy's wearing 2 different microline crowns. I think God, what was the number? Okay, so yeah, dwarves will claim crafts when they put stuff into stockpiles. So occasionally they'll claim them, and then they'll wear them. So crown is one that they can claim, and they can wear multiple crowns at the same time. And same for rings as well. A dwarf is capable of wearing a total of 220 rings, and there's a very specific order that they'll put rings on as well. So what they'll do is they'll start by putting a ring on their right thumb, and then on their left thumb, and then on their right index finger, then on their left index finger. Once they've done that, once everything finger has a ring, they start putting them on their toes, and then each individual digit can have 11 rings on it. So yeah, if we can manage to get a dwarf who's got 220 rings by the end of the fortress, we'll know we'll have achieved wonders. Let's see. This guy's he's the one. This child here, Rimtar Lishadashat, or Rimtar Clashed Basements. He's wearing 2 different crowns. Wonder if anyone else is wearing anything interesting. No, this guy hasn't picked up anything, for example. So yeah, now that we've got the 2 stockpiles, what we're going to do is we're going to put a stockpile here, and we're going to go over custom 1, and we're going to go with finished goods. Turn this on. All. And specifically in terms of type, we don't want any amulets, we don't want armor. I know it's a bit tedious to go through and do this, but legwear, headwear, handwear, and footwear. So we just want all of those. I don't know what this bottom one says because there's something in the way. It's the dwarf hack thing in the way. Toys, okay. Yeah, so I think that's it. It's nothing else that we care about particularly. Yeah, so we do that, and then so this one only takes items from the cloth workshops basically. Which means that it'll just fill it with that. And then we build a second one over here, which will be similar. So again, it's a finished goods works shop, so we set that to all. And then we just go through and say no to everything that isn't those very specific things that we wanted. So yeah, we just ditch all of that. And then this one can be set to take from everywhere. And I think that's probably the best way that we can manage them. So I'm just having a look through. So yeah, so what they should do is they should dump any used clothing into this stockpile and any new clothing that's just been manufactured into this stockpile. So if we go through our bedrooms on our dwarves, we notice that some of them have some used clothing already. So this guy's got a bunch of stuff in here. I think this is all... Well, it's not forbidden. But yeah, there's a bunch of like nasty clothing in here. So eventually they should just start dumping stuff into this this zone here. And we can then set some tasks up here. We don't have very much cloth at the moment, so let's have a look and see. We've only got 5 bits of cloth, but once we get some more cloth, either from the traders or from making our own after we've grown some pigtail, then we can set that up so that we can get that going. Now over here, what we're going to do is we're going to dig a small tunnel here. So we're just going to dig a tunnel here, and a ramp going up here. That should be fine, I think. I think that's a fine way of doing it. So there's a ramp going down here into here. And now what we can do is we can construct a wall here. And we'll construct it just out of side blocks here. Yeah. So you can see there's a ramp here, so that means that they can walk through here to get up onto this level, but this is now entirely contained. So they can. This is now basically internal to the fortress. It's no longer external. So what we can now do is we can now set up a new stockpile here, which we will just do like that. We'll accept. So this is a new stockpile, and this is going to be an animal stockpile. But we're going to set some custom rules on it. So we don't want any empty cage traps, basically. So no empty cage traps. Everything else, we're happy for them to store here. And we also don't want any empty animal traps. So that should mean that now that they've set that up, a dwarf will come all the way down here. And start hauling these. Although they are set to forbidden. So if we sunset this from forbidden, and set this one from forbidden. Yes, this dwarf here, he's carrying the goblin in a cage up the stairs. And this one is also carrying the other one. That woman. Well, Olin Tomasasab, the Dwarven Spear Dwarf, this is your chance to shine. You've already killed... There's already 2 dead Batmen over here, in fact. So, obviously they haven't done a very good job. In fact, I think you just killed them, didn't you? Let's see. But no, you've been killing troglodytes, and now I guess you're killing some of these Batmen. They weren't carrying anything useful, were they? I mean, there's just some copper weapons and stuff. There's an iron shield. I guess we could smelt that down. Let's have a look and see. Others, yeah, they're still invading around the fortress. So we'll just lock down the caverns for now. I know that there's a cat up there, but I don't really mind. Unfortunately, it does obviously mean that we can't get at this wood very easily. But we can still access outside wood, and if we need to, we can send some people into the caverns to go kill those Batmen. Although killing Batman is harder than it seems, you know. It's quite a challenge sometimes, but I'm sure we can manage. Did we manage to haul any wood inside? Yeah, so we got some wood here as well, which is good. Do I have access to rope read? I don't know, actually. I have no idea. And you want a dwarf as well. How about you can be one of our 2 god tier weaponsmiths? Attack it, yeah. There we go. I have no idea if I've got access to rope reads at all. We can have a check and see. If we did have access to rope reads, that would be ideal. There's tea, squash, desert lime, squash, tomatillos, lychee, yams, elephant head amaranths, more squash, pearl millets. It's not looking too good for the on the old rope reed. I mean, usually you have rope reeds next to bodies of water as well, actually. We have rice, so we can make some rice wine. Yeah, I don't see any. No, don't think we do. Right, okay, so these guys are now caged in here. So we're going to try and strip them of their clothing, which is a very, very dangerous thing to do. First of all, we want to just go to our zones over here. And we have got a dumping zone here. We're going to pause this dumping zone. And we're going to set up a new dumping zone, which we will just stick... we'll stick a new dumping zone... Where is it? Dump. Garbage dump. We'll stick a new dumping zone here. Just a one-tile dumping zone, just near to the forge. Then we're going to go back up here, and using our mass designate tool, whilst the game is paused, we're going to designate everything on these two tiles for dumping, right? Except for the cage themselves. Because we don't want them to dump the cage, we just want them to dump the stuff that's in the cage. I don't think that you designate the actual contents either, so if we go to, I don't know, units. Yeah, so if you look at this guy... Oh, we also need to claim all the items as well. That should claim all those items. So I'm pretty sure that means that they'll now come and take all those items off them. And you can see a whole possession of people going to do it. They won't actually dump the things themselves, and then they'll just stick the items over here. A lot of this is mostly useless, but some of it can be smelted down. Yeah, so he's now got nothing on him. And if we check the goblin, he's also got nothing on him. So now, what we can do, and this is again the dangerous part, is we can set a pit here. I just need to check this actually. I don't want to do anything here that's going to accidentally release a zombie. Alright, let's try this. So, yeah, we're going to try this now. So we want to pit you. We want to pit you. Here we go. This could go disastrously wrong. And it did go disastrously wrong. I knew I'd done that. I knew I'd messed that up. Right, one of them did fall into the lava, although he's still in it. He doesn't seem to be too bothered by being in lava, which is surprising. Is he just sinking? I think he's just sinking to the bottom. One of them managed to get out, so obviously we messed up a little bit. But that's fine. One of the dwarven children died. Ugh. Let's see. Okay, it's time for Baron von Porn to attack this sallow corpseman. Oh no. Man, this is why zombies are so dangerous. I think Baron's just dead. When lucky, they might run off. No. Right. I mean, we could just send all of our dwarves at them to try and kill them. So the way that we would do that would be by basically just mass assigning all of our dwarves to this squad. So assign Freeport here. Freeport has an axe, which is why I'm hopeful. But then so did our other guy, and the other guy had armor. God, is it really all going to go wrong this badly? Yes, this fortress is going to go out with a whimper. We've got 8 dead. Well, almost all our dwarves are dead. Just when a migrant wave arrived as well. I know you're injured, but like, how injured? Description. Alright, she left the map. Right, okay. The fortress isn't dead. We've actually got 23 new dwarves who have all arrived in the fortress after the accidental pitting accident. So obviously, what I think it was is I think it was because we didn't have hatch covers over the top of these. It does recommend that you use them, but I didn't think that we would need them because we were throwing them into lava. Everything's fine. We've got plenty of new dwarves who have arrived. We've still got one of our amazing weaponsmith. I think we've lost another one. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 children. So 14, 24 dwarves, 10 of them are children. 2 of them are monster slayers. So that's 12 dwarves who actually do stuff. We have got a miner. We've got tasks, labours, work orders. We have 1 miner. We have no woodcutter because our woodcutter died. We still got both of our legendary weaponsmiths. And we shoved the children in the lava. We could do. Potentially. 25 dwarves, 26 dwarves, 27 dwarves. One of our dwarves has arrived and immediately become possessed as well. 29 dwarves. Okay, right. So, what have we learned today? We've learned that you need to be very, very careful with what you do. I think the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to make some coffins. How many dead dwarves do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Although, 13, I think. How did you die? Oh! Oh, okay. Right. So ages ago, I was wondering why we had a bunch of clothing here. I think at some point a necromancer tried to sneak into our fortress and just got killed by a weapon trap. So yeah, that's why there's a bunch of stuff over there. Okay, right. In any case, we're now set up for the future. We got plenty of new dwarves, plenty of new arrivals, plenty of people to take the place of the old dwarves. Out with the old, in with the new. You know, that's my motto. That's what I always say. Got a bunch of dead cats, dead dogs, just dead everything that we're just gonna have to dump in the lava. So let's dump this. Let's very quickly dump this. That's Baron's mutilated corpse over there. Get rid of this dead cat. There's a dead goose here as well. I think it's time that we build ourselves a graveyard. I'm not sure why we're going to do that. Let's see. We should probably do it on our temple level, perhaps. Alright. Let's dig that out. We're going to have to assign somebody else to be a miner, because we've only got one miner, and he's not very good. Here, you can be a miner. Don't want any fisher dwarves. And, what else do we do? Got one very unhappy dwarf as well. We have an expedition leader. We need a manager. Gelder. We need a broker. This guy here is pretty decent at being a broker. We need a bookkeeper. This random farmer. Okay, there we go. I can believe that your dwarf died. I'm just kind of sad about how pathetic the death was. I knew it would be something ridiculous like that. I should have thought it through more. I should have been more judicious. Well, let's start making use of that. Let's start making use of our abundance of copper. Let's start making some copper sarcophaguses. Hey, Tactics is still alive. I think he's probably the only named dwarf who's still alive. He actually is, yes. There's exactly one named dwarf who's alive in this Tactica and Tactics here. Our most upset dwarf is our manager. He is upset because I think he just came to the fortress and immediately saw a bunch of dead bodies, and it incredibly upset him, which is you know, as far as first days go, you know, in a fortress, that's definitely one of the worst. There's two dwarves who are probably going to tantrum, so we could be dealing with tantrum spirals as well. Right, normally I would tell them to smooth things out. Domas Kangu Kogan Cook has created Leonard Drillbert, a T-wood scepter. She offers it to the Crypts of Confidence. This is a T-wood scepter. All Crastwolf ships is the highest quality. This object menaces with spikes of T-wood. Good grief, that sucks. What a lame artifact. Try better next time. No, obviously it's a brilliant artifact. It's an example of some of the best and finest manufacturing that a dwarf can do, right? Forgot where I put my temples. I need to set up my zoom keys. I always neglect to do this, and then I just end up scrolling through. Yeah, so this is where the tomb's going to be. I think we can designate a mass tomb. They changed it before so that you couldn't. Oh, actually, this is going to end up just being a tomb to a single dwarf, isn't it? Yeah, forgot about that change. Unless we just designate each individual alcove, I guess. I like making like mass tombs because I think it's more interesting. Well, I'll leave that for now. I'll leave that for now. We'll have to designate some individual tombs elsewhere, because if we designate this as like a tomb, for example, this is just assigned. This just gets assigned to a single dwarf, I'm pretty sure. So you kind of need to do it in the same way that you do bedrooms, where you have like a corridor with doors and. So actually, what we could do is we could do it down here, perhaps. So we could have. Then let's just have like a statue and a coffin in each one. Trying to think about this. Like that, maybe. I guess they all get their own individual tomb. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's actually enough that we need, I think. So we'll just have that for now. And has our order been... Right, so they have started doing that, so they should start making those sarcophaguses. Our dwarf's going to be really upset for a long time. We're going to have a really miserable population, which is not going to be great. Like, we got one dwarf here who's just absolutely, just inconsolably upset. I don't really care if that guy's dehydrating. I know who that is. It's one of the monster hunters, and the reason he's dehydrating is because he's trapped down there because I closed the gate. But that was because there's a bunch of Batmen, you know, like trying to invade the fortress. So I just closed the gate so they can't get in. So he's gonna have to put up with it for a bit. I'm such a kind person, aren't I? You know, I'm so considerate. So you might have to do a memorial to him at this rate. I'm gonna guess that we don't have anyone assigned. Yep, we don't have anyone assigned to Metalcraft. I'm just gonna set everybody to this for now because I need to churn out those coffins ASAP. I want to make them out of copper just because it's interesting. We got so much copper, we may as well use it for stuff, you know. It'd feel like a shame not to. Right, and there's a bunch of people just making coffins for the first time. Imagine you get to imagine you arrive on your first day of work in a new location. You know, you've moved house for the first time, and now you're here to, you know, spend some time at you know, your first workplace. And the very first thing that happens is that you enter your new office, and there's just a bunch of dead people all over the floor. And then the manager comes up to you and is like, "Yes, I'm going to need you to head over to the magma forge and start making coffins. Don't worry, you'll find plenty of copper. You'll find all the resources that you need in order to do it." Right. Don't really need doors, but we may as well put doors on them. Petitions. Gonna deny that. Then furniture, burial. Let's start burying these dwarves. So yeah, we've got yeah, we've already got 10 copper sarcophagi. So it didn't take them long at all to make them, which is great. Stick one there, stick one there, stick one there, stick one there, stick one there. There. Okay, there we go. So we've got a whole bunch of them now. And we can also put some statues in here, just to, you know, we could have statues of each dwarf, perhaps. But now that we've done that, we can set them up as tombs. So we'll have it like this. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tombs here to start. And then they should then start burying them inside these tombs. Hopefully they'll prioritize the ones that are in the corridors. I just realised I kind of messed this up. It doesn't really matter. We're not going to look at this area very much anymore anyway, so... This is just a site where we commemorate one of our great mistakes. What's dead on the there's something dead in the so these it is just from these dead bodies causing my asthma down the staircase. There are. I don't know why why it's showing the corpse here over the top of these sarcophaguses. I'm not sure why that is. Oh well. Okay. We're gonna call it here for now. Anyway, it's been a bit of a disaster, all things considered. But you know, it could have been a hell of a lot worse, I suppose. We did manage to get the migrants to arrive just when we needed them, so just in the nick of time. We've gotten some replacement dwarves to replace the ones that you know, sadly passed away due to my ineptitude. All right. So I'm gonna, but yeah, yeah, a lot of really nasty stuff happened. Bad stuff happened. All right, but I'm gonna end it here. I need to go, and I'll speak to you guys later. So have a good one, and goodbye for now.